Yeah, this is one that it's unavoidable. We're going to talk a little bit about GameStop today. With all of the squeeze plays that happened, we could have talked about Dick's Sporting Goods. Certainly, Sean and I were both all over Nordstrom's, which was a great trade. But let's be real. When GameStop gets going, it gives you price action that is almost unprecedented. And we saw a lot of that here today. And a lot of our members and a lot of our viewers were talking about this getting going in early morning. I know Sean was looking at AMC there. It also made a move. We always want to set the stage with what's happened the last few weeks here. I actually pulled up a 60-minute chart just so you can get an idea of the upside room that it had. Everything you want to look for in a wipeout bottom, this had already put it in, and then was finding some support in that low 80 range. But if you look at where it had last fallen away from, you've got 115 here. The channel's 115 to 120. If 120 had come into play, I would have drawn the line for you. But 115, you've got 110 to 108, which was a hard floor. I didn't draw the 102, although that was just as good a price area. And so when you come in the morning and you see it go absolutely parabolic, now this morning I wasn't looking at GameStop. 0% chance. It just, I know AMC was a little bit in play. I know Sean was talking about it, but it was really focused more on Nordstrom's, more on that retail space, and then Dick's went absolutely crazy, so we traded that, but was not looking at GameStop at all. And then as it got toward 100, I said to myself, I don't care about that 100 level. It's been through 100. I just want the 102. If you're going to counter trend trade, you can't chase the move that's already there, that's already been missed. So I say forget about that 100. Even if it gave you a scalp trade, it did a pullback, it's like forget about it. Don't. Only short it when it gets and tests that 102 level. And then you're going to see it actually makes a nice little pullback into 98. I hang on to a bit to see if it can go, and then we take our out when it retakes the high. If you are going to be doing this is GameStop. It's still heavily shorted. The usage is going up. The cost of borrows had only gone up as well. So you know the squeeze can be in play. So you don't hold it through. You don't average in. And then I simply wait. The next level up is 108. We showed you guys that on the 60-minute chart. You see what happens when it gets there. It gives you one curl, one shot, and breaks it. And then it's absolutely gonzo to the 110 level and then 115. Now this candle was utter and absolute nonsense at 115 because it did break 110 and then just shoot up to 115. I was offering 14 change. I was offering 13 half. I came down and got filled at 112. And then it pulled right back into 108. I was out of most of it on that kind of a move because as quickly as it went up, I was sort of anticipating it's got to test that level again, which it did. And this is the other thing. If you're trying to short a stock and it's only going up, it might get to your price. If you think you have a price that you like that's higher, well, you're against the grain. Wait for that price because that's what you wanted. You wanted 115, 115, 115. It broke one time, and then I just jumped right back into it when it put a wick top, and that's the trade that worked. And you don't try to hit that home run. I get it. It looks real sexy if you hold it to 100, but truth, what kind of a stock does that look like to you? That looks like a pretty strong upward trend. So you're going to make sure you play into it and understand that that biggest breakout that you saw here parabolically at 108, that's a reasonable level for a floor. Now, should I have traded that 113? Caught up in the Fed. And I even put a tight stop on it. I like 115. I like 115 only. If it gets back below this 108, yeah, then you can start thinking about another level breach. But until then, it's support. You've got to be able to be versatile as a trader. Know the setups that you're looking for, so when the volume comes in and the levels approach, you're not having to think about it. You know what you're waiting for, and you know where you want to execute, and you know what you're trying to avoid doing. And there's a lot of easy ways to make mistakes on this if you're hunting for the short. There are a lot of short traps in there, and you want to make sure you're dodging them, and if you get caught in one, stick to your route.